Hello, this is John S. Rhodes, and I am talking to you, yes, you, if you're feeling behind in life. This is Greater Wealth Through Mastery, and again, this is John S. Rhodes of the Rhodes Brothers. And if you are feeling behind in life, I've got five great pieces of news. And these aren't just pieces of news, this is truly essential. So, the very first thing is that you are focused on the long term. You are not focused on the short term. So if you feel behind, just remember that life and the essence of life, and importantly for most people, assets and wealth, they grow exponentially. So if you have money set aside and it's invested, especially important in assets that grow and they compound, the compounding increases greatly at the tail end. And you're just in the early innings. You're just in the beginning of that curve. So do not fret. You are focused on the long term instead of the short term, and you're delaying gratification. Now, the second reason is you're not behind. You just know what you stand for. Many people instead chase what other people are chasing. They believe fully and completely what other people believe, but not you. You may be something of a contrarian, or maybe you've done the research. Maybe you have the knowledge, or maybe you're building skills. Maybe you're taking your time because you know that after a while that what you stand for is of greater value than what people are doing now. They might be chasing a dream that will evaporate. It looks good, feels good, but after a short period of time, it is an absolute waste. I know many people that chase after different types of financial assets. They think in the short term, they operate in the short run, and you know what happens to them. They almost always get punched in the face, they get slaughtered, they lose. But you're building a safe, secure foundation. And the only way to do that is by spending the time, the effort, the money, getting the mentoring, getting the tools. That is the only way. And you must know, and I think you do know, exactly what you stand for. And that might slow you down a bit now, but in the future, it will pay off. If nothing else, you will attract people of greater value to you because you operate in terms of your principles. You don't just follow the trend and the trend only. You don't jump through the hoops that everyone jumps through. Really, it's only the crazy and wild people on the edge that end up doing the breakthrough things in life. The activities that allow you to break through will only be seen by you because you know you're operating on principle, whereas other people are just following the herd. And you know what that means, and you have strong conviction. And that conviction does matter. Now, the third thing is you're making smart financial decisions. So you might not feel like you're, even with other people or that you're ahead. But that might only be certain aspects of life that you're paying attention to. Let me explain this. So you might not have the nicest clothes or the nicest car, the nicest home. You might not live in the best part of town, but you're saving money. You're investing that money intelligently. You are getting mentorship. You are connecting with the right people at the right time. And just connecting with people in the early days does not always necessarily pay off. It can take some time for those rich relationships to pay off. That's how wealthy people get wealthy and stay wealthy, but that does not mean that you're going to get immediate rewards. Other people are blasting ahead, but very often they're making very risky decisions and they're getting lucky. Well, you know what happens to that luck? Very often it runs out. But not for you because you're making intelligent and diligent decisions. You are seeking one breakthrough after another. You're stacking up your early failures so that you can learn, so that you understand what to avoid when the numbers get much higher. Other people will have higher numbers and then they'll hit the holes that you hit now that you will be able to easily avoid in the future, but they won't. And it will sink them and you shall surpass them. Not that that's your goal. In fact, you might have to lift them up, but that is the burden that you carry. That is why you are a better person than many, many other people. We truly, truly believe that. Now, the fourth thing is that if you feel like you're behind, it's probably because you're learning and you're growing as a person. You're exploring. You're actually seeking out obstacles. You're looking for those challenges that you can overcome. So, of course, you're going to feel like you're behind, that you're struggling more. You know why? Because you are. You are struggling more. You are spending more time figuring things out, but you're cracking the biggest nuts. You're solving the harder problems now so that you don't have to worry about them later on. You see, everything in life can compound, and very often problems will compound, but under the surface, right? You know, people that do things like they take certain substances and then that's how they advance because they're hyper aware, they're super focused, and they're taking those substances and then they think that they're getting ahead because they are in the short term. You, on the other hand, you're taking your time, you're setting back, you're centering, you're relaxing, but you're also learning and struggling in the right way, and you're fighting your way through it the right way. That means you're going to be learning the effective techniques for overcoming adversity, and you will be growing not just as a person, but your heart and soul, but also your wealth over time. So, so important. You're not behind, not in the way that you think you are. On the surface, perhaps, but deep down, you will become an advanced being, right? You will be here now forever and always in the right way. And it will be of great value to yourself, of course, but also others as well. And you will attract the right people into your life as a result, even though right now, possibly you feel behind. And in fact, I would say that if you feel that way and you've been doing the work for a while, you're probably far more advanced than you realize, but you're not surrounded by people who are as advanced as you. So appearances can be deceiving about your level or how far you are advanced or how far or ahead you actually are. It's fascinating when you start to dig into what supports other people, what their frameworks and what their models are. I believe you're far ahead in terms of your life, your mind, your seeking, your inner education, the inner world, the fortification against the adversity in the outside, even problem solving. This is fantastic news for you. I'm very excited for you. Number 5, and super important, is you are enjoying the journey instead of the results. You know that this is better, but it doesn't seem like it. You feel like you're behind because maybe you're not seeing the material wealth. Maybe you don't have the stuff. Maybe you don't live where you want, have the things you want. Maybe you're not going on vacation where you want, but you're you're calm, you're at peace. You're able to sleep. You aren't compromising your ethics. You're magnetically attracting the right people into your life. You're able to have mental clarity unlike other people. You're able to seek out the right people to acquire knowledge, the right mentors, the right tools, the right way to use artificial intelligence, the right ways to invest. And then you're doing these things. You're getting help from the right people at the right time. Right? So this is what happens. You enjoy what you're doing. You tell yourself, I'm enjoying the struggle. I'm enjoying the trauma. I'm enjoying this, right? It can be very, very difficult, but if you can enjoy what's horrible and difficult right now, that means that when things are good, it'll be a state of bliss, truly. And here's another part. You shouldn't be seeking out true pain and suffering in the traditional sense when you hear like, oh, suffering. I'm not saying to do that. What I'm saying is that if you have a decision to make that is in alignment with who you are, your true self, and your unique abilities, well, the struggle and the suffering, who cares? Because it's in alignment with who you are. It will take you to higher and higher levels, higher planes. It will take you to a place. And guess what? It's the taking you to that place of who you truly are at the end of the road. That's what matters. The here and the now, that journey is what is actually enjoyable. Tell me about the person who has had an easy life. They don't have good stories. It's the people that face adversity, the ones that get punched in the face, the ones that get slapped, the ones that don't understand what's happening, but then figure it out, that run into the obstacle, that slam into the wall, and then find a way to overcome. It's those people who find the greatest enjoyment. And the way that you know that is you can listen to people to understand others and yourself, is listen to their stories. Listen to their stories. Ask for their stories. Find someone who's maybe a little bit older or even a lot older than you and listen to their stories. Ask for their stories. And in fact, if you have a choice between doing something that, let's say, pays you tons of money and something that's going to turn into a great story, chase the story. The money will usually follow, especially when it comes to business. If you take the easy route, there's a reason for it. There's usually a catch or some other devilish price to pay. But if you go after the story, if you go after the struggle, then you're working on the process, the model, the system, the way of being and doing. And then you can share that with other people in your stories, but also in your products and in your services. It'll make you a broader, deeper man, woman, child, right? It'll make you a better person. You will be able to live with yourself in such a better, more peaceful, calm way. And you'll have those stories that you can always fall back on forever and always. Man, imagine that. You're enjoying your journey. So you're not behind. You are absolutely not behind any more than I'm behind or any way that I'm ahead. And if I am ahead or the Rhodes brothers seem to be ahead, there might be a reason for that. In the next video, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And actually, in the description below, we have a couple of freebies for you. We also have some other material that I think will really help you with your next breakthrough. You'll see that. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Again, this is Greater Wealth Through Mastery. This is John S. Rhodes on behalf of my brother, Matt Rhodes. And listen, we really appreciate you. Go ahead and hit that like button as well. And we'll see you in the next video. Take care.